Vance, can you start the record? Can you? Oh, okay.
Sure. I record on this computer or
That's
yeah.
okay.
No,
Hasno do the
Hasno already
recording.
recorded. Yes.
Don't worry. Yeah. Are we starting now, Hasno?
Yes, go ahead. Once.
Okay, Vance.
Okay, sure. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. Okay, from here, let's start the meeting. Okay, good evening, fellow Toastmaster. Today I will be your SAA. I'm your Zoom Master of the day. And I know all of you very exciting for the meeting tonight. So I'm Vance, your SAA for this evening. It's 8 p.m. now, and I would like to kickstart the meeting. You could quickly run through the rules and regulation of the meeting. And I would like to call meeting to order. I should pass the control to Hasno, our Mr. President, for his opening address.
Thank you, Vance. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I'm glad and grateful for being able to attend our meeting today and wish to thank Sergeant at Arms and also our Zoom master for today meeting, Vance, for doing a great opening of our meeting with theme 7-11. Thank you for taking time out and being here today to our Elite Toastmaster meeting number 152. My name is Hasnol and I am Elite Toastmaster Club President for this term. For benefit of our guests today, Elite Toastmaster Club was started on March 2014 with a club mission building articulate and vibrant leaders. The club providing a safe and supporting environment, a place where members able to practice and honing their communications and leadership skills as well. In return, members gain confidence in communications and building their leadership skills. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I don't want to deep dive detail regarding on our today meeting theme. I will give the slot and the airtime to our DTM Chen Chun to elaborate more on what's so special about our today theme. All right. So now let's move on the spotlight to our guests. And for the guests, tell us your name. How did you find Elite Toastmaster Club? And what brings you to our club meeting? And what we could help you and assist you? Can I have our first guest, Gomit? Go ahead, Gomit.
All right. Hi, once again. I think everyone or most of you guys have seen me before. I'm back. How did I find this club? Well, many years ago, there was this guy called Chen Chun. We met in a conference. He told me, hey, Elite is a very good club. I was wondering and I was very curious about Elite. So I joined, I attended one of the meetings and I really liked it. Yeah. How can you help me? By volunteering my colleague during the impromptu session.
Okay, good. Who may I know who's your colleague?
Naveen.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Gurmeet, for giving us hints, and thank you for joining in our today meeting. And let's move on our next guest, Sabrina. Sabrina, you want to
Hi
share
everyone.
about yourself? Yes.
Yeah, so I'm Sabrina. I'm still a student. I'm in my final year right now. Um, so I guess with like online learning and everything, I haven't really had a chance to meet a lot of people. So I thought, oh, this could be a way for me to meet new people. And obviously, being at home, I think my social skills have regressed somehow. So I'm looking to polish my speaking skills as well. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay,
How did I find Elite Toastmasters? I actually found you guys from Instagram. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Sabrina. Look like our Vice President of Promo doing a doing a good job. Kudos. Okay, thank you, Sabrina. Let's move on to our next guest, Dino. Dino, you want to introduce yourself and what's bringing you to our club today?
Oh, hi. My name is actually Dino. My name is Dino.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Ken.
Okay. So I was introduced by my one of my friends. His name is Pham. He actually wanted to join tonight's meeting, but I think he was too busy. I think he's quite busy, so he cannot make it. And then he just told me that over here can make a lot of friends and see a lot of faces, and then try to have fun. Yeah, to see what can I get over here, because I have no idea what is this group about. It's my first time. This is my first time. Yep.
Okay.
Mm.
Thank you, Dino. Thank you.
Right.
And you are in the good place where you can learn and observe the whole Toastmaster program is about and how we as a elite members bring ourselves and learn in terms of communication and leadership skills. Okay. And next, let's move on to our next guest, Nadim. Hi, Nadim. Hi, Naveen.
Hi. Sorry, I heard Nadim.
Sorry.
Hi, no worries. Thank you, Inche Hasnul. So my name is Naveen. I am a life skills facilitator in Taylor's. So I'm actually Gurmeet's, Gurmeet is over here. I think I'm Gurmeet's colleague. So I have actually heard about Toastmasters for almost a decade now, but never really made the effort to step into it. But after meeting Gurmeet and seeing him in action, I was inspired to finally make the move and join you guys. What I expect to learn is to look at various principles of public speaking and also communication and develop the versatility in communicating. That's what I am looking for while building some meaningful relationship in the process.
Thank you, Naveen. Thank you. Wow, awesome. By hearing your mention about your mission objective, that means that you are in the right place for you to grow and sharpen your communication and leadership skills. Thank you for attend to our meetings. And look like we have our AD, our area director, Kyle. Hello, Kyle.
Sorry, Hasno, I think Cow is having dinner.
Oh, okay, no problem. Let's move on to our next session. And to guests, please buckle up your seats and enjoy yourself. And we have a good roller coaster today. And hopefully you will gain experience and enjoy throughout the whole sessions. All right. So now I would like to pass the control to our toast ceremony. Our lovely Mama Bear, Toastmaster Diane. Diane, control is to you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that introduction. Thank you, Hasno. And welcome everyone to another meeting at Elite. But first, before we get further into the meeting, I'd first like to share with you about a special date, 5th of March. Please do also have some liquid with you ready, any form of liquid, perhaps in a glass ready. And I can see Gourmet is extremely ready. Thank you for that, Gourmet. Well done. And everybody else is ready. Thank you for that. As I've mentioned, 5th of March. Just to let you know, it is not my birthday, the 5th of March. But in 1946, 5th of March, Winston Churchill delivers a speech condemning communism. From this speech, he coins the phrase, the Iron Curtain, which is used by so many politicians today. In 1997, 5th of March, representatives from North Korea and South Korea meet for the first time in 25 years in New York to finally communicate. And in 2014, 5th of March, within the compounds of a certain place called Royal Lake Club, a club is chartered and dedicated to a vision of building articulate and vibrant leaders. 5th of March is certainly a special day, not just in history, but to us in Elite Toastmasters. With that, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, please raise your glasses or raise your cups, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself and repeat after me. 5th of March.
5th of March.
Thank you. Please mute yourselves and enjoy the next session. I hand it back to you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane, for doing a superb and good toast that you given just now. And now, I don't want to delay our meeting for today. I would like to call our DTM Chen Chun to bring us to go ahead and elaborate more what's so special about today's meeting. Chen Chun, control is you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hasno, for inviting me up on stage. I hope you guys can see me. If you guys can see me and hear me, please give me a thumbs up. Great, wonderful. Now, as an introduction, my name is Chen Chun, and today I will be the Toastmasters of the evening for this particular meeting. In essence, the Toastmasters of the evening is basically the host and the driver of today's meeting. So it is my duty to ensure that I keep my energy high so that I can radiate all this positive vibration to each and every one of you. Now, if you are wondering why the theme of this meeting is 7-Eleven, what is so interesting about 7-Eleven? And to be honest, I also had that question. Why did I even pick 7-Eleven as this particular meeting? But just like what Naveen said, right? We are here to build our versatility. And today, this is a versatility that I put on myself as a challenge to give meaning around this word of 7-Eleven. All right. So, as you know, this month, this meeting is to celebrate our 7th-year birthday of Elite Toastmasters Club. And as a tradition, right? Okay, in fact, that is that where we got the number 7. So okay, I covered the 7 already. So as a practice in such meeting, we want to kind of walk down the memory lane so that each and every member really appreciate where we come from, what do we believe in, and what are our ultimate North Star, our ultimate future. So I want to walk you guys down the memory lane of Elite Toastmasters Club, which is why I wanted to have this very quick three minutes sharing with all of you. Now, Elite Toastmasters Club was an idea by a gentleman by the name Daniel Tay. Now, Daniel Tay went to this particular club in Philippines. And in this particular club, you need to book in advance, 6 months in advance to sit in those meetings. And it's chaired by all the biggest CEO, the top 10 richest people in Philippines, where they sit down over 3-course meal and they start to talk about real world issues, promoting wit, promoting creativity and expression. And then he had this idea, like, why not we create a similar club in Malaysia? So we brought that idea, we came to Malaysia, and it took almost 2 years to find a right group of people to share the same vision and objective of building a club that is not just another Toastmasters club. It is so easy to build a Toastmasters club, but we wanted to be sure of who we bring in. And it took about 3 years to finally land on a core group of people to start this club with a unique vision of, back then it was quality over quantity, because we want really meaningful experience as members join in and as they grow. So we receive a lot of inquiry from a lot of directors, a lot of CEOs. Now, all these people, they are very high up there. And because of that, it's very difficult to form the dynamics. I remember back then, the door fee was 200 ringgit. So people who want to come have to pay 200. And then we reduced to 100 ringgit. And then subsequently, we further reduced to 60. And right now it's 40 ringgit. And through that evolution of us really refining the perfect spot, we landed in a position where we realized that let's attract people who are serious about improving their communication skills. And we receive a lot of requests from people who are TV hosts, people who are lawyers. We also have a TV actress. We have CEOs, joining that core group. And that is where we started 5th of March, 2014. Along the way, as we continue to evolve, we also realized that we also want to be inclusive. Hence, the fee was dropped from 600 ringgit to 480 ringgit for 6 months. It is considerably a big amount for a Toastmasters. Typically, a Toastmasters would charge 200-300. And we were kind of battling, like, should we increase, should we decrease? And, there were a lot of spotlight on us saying that, hey, you guys meet at Royal Lake Club. You guys have a 6-course dinner. You guys call yourself Elite Toastmasters Club. It sounded like you guys are quite arrogant. And I received a lot of those kind of feedback, right? Especially in the early stages of the club, because, the word elite sounds like so atas, right? And then when people ask me, which club are you from? I said, Elite. Wow, I heard that club need to go interview one. This is not aligned with Toastmaster spirit. You should be inclusive. Of course, in the beginning, because we did not refine our DNA yet, it becomes a threat to us. And we wanted to change names. Should we do this? Should we do that? And then we kind of sat down as an exco. And then I think this was in 2016. We sat down at an exco and said that instead of using this name as a threat to us, let's use this name as a standard to us. All right. And then we came out with this vision, building articulate and vibrant leader. Articulate means we want to promote good command of the language, creative use of expression, wit, ability to think and express on real world events. And we use the dinner as an enabling medium for that. And we decided to say that, hey, if we want to live up to Elite's name, let's collectively build this brand. And for the past 5-6 years, you have people like Diane joining in, KJ, Joanna, the first group of leaders, and then you have Hasnul, and then you have basically people in this room, including a lot of the new joiners like Ashu, Nicholas, Vance, Juliana, Justin, okay, Jim Leong, Rachel. These are the people, are the new bloods that collectively join into this Elite Toastmasters Club to kind of form what we stand for. And until today, right, there's never once we settle for an average. If you are an exco in this club, you will understand what I meant. We never settle for average, and we consciously bring in high expectation on ourselves, which is why I choose this theme 7-11. You see the word 11, right? Usually when we, in whatever performance or skill, you have this score of 10, but we said not enough, we want extra, which is where the hashtag we expect more, hence the 11, right? So everything we do, we want to constantly elevate ourselves to the next level. And I'm just proud that to see each and every one of you, we have a lot of new bloods here. All of you has a footprint in this club. Yeah, you gotta know that each and every one of you carry this Elite Toastmasters brand, and you guys should be proud. You guys should be courageous to tell people that you're from this club, because we have been receiving a lot of good feedback. Not all good feedback, maybe 5% is still more to challenge us, but we always hold ourselves accountable when we join this club. So that 480 ringgit that you pay is not just a fee. It's also an accountability that it is above what we are charging others. But the value we give to you is something that we ourselves as leaders, right, we constantly challenge ourselves and say that, hey, if they're paying this much, we need to ensure that we give them this much. And today is also one of the meetings that we will give you that 11/10, the extra 20%, the extra 10% for you to get the most out of this session. Now, in terms of the overall flow of today's meeting, and also align with the theme for today, 7-11. 11 also represents a football team. Right? A football team has 11 players, and each players will have different roles. So you have the first half of the game, you have the second half of the game, and usually for Elite Toastmasters Club, our stoppage time is quite long. Okay, so within this flow, the first half, we're going to cover a lot on impromptu speaking. Now, impromptu speaking is where you volunteer yourself. We will throw you a creative topic, and then you can answer it. You can confuse us, you can convince us, you can con us. It's really up to you. But the ideal, you are there to stimulate thoughts and think in a way and express in ways that you have never imagined. So I want you guys to think big in the first half, because first half is where there is the make or break a football game. Now, in the second half of the football game, this is where strategy comes in, right? The mentors, which are the football coaches, has mentored a lot of speakers for today. And today we have about, I think, 4 speakers, right? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 speakers. So the coaches has mentored these 4 speakers. And it's the second half is all about strategy, right? So these 4 speakers will execute their strategy from the pathways manual, where each of the path in Toastmasters, when you sign up, you actually sign up for a path with 5 levels. Okay, so we start on level 1 all the way to level 5. And the second half, they will be attempting some of this project to build specific skills for them to take on to level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5. Okay, so that is the second half. Now, whether you perform well in first half, in second half, if the stoppage time you screw up, you will also lose the game. So the third half, the stoppage time, is the most crucial. The third half of the meeting is where we invite a specific evaluator appointed to assess the performance of that particular speaker, and they will give feedback. So the third session is a feedback session, right? So impromptu speaking session, prepared speech session, and we top it off with the feedback session. And that ties to the theme of today, 7-11. Now, while we go through this football game, this Toastmasters meeting, we have a lot of fans, a lot of supporters. Fans are very important because they also give us feedback, right? They will cheer at us. They will say that, hey, you guys should move left, move right. So in the Toastmasters meeting, we have specific fans. Now, these fans are what we call the technical evaluator. Now, for the appreciation for the guests, I will invite each of these role players to explain their roles so that you can better appreciate what will they be doing throughout this 2.5 hours? So the first person on my list is a new member, a new fan. His name is Nicholas Yap, and Nicholas Yap will be the grammarian. So I'd like to invite Nicholas Yap to read out the word of the day as well as explain what is your role today as a grammarian. Nicholas.
Thank you, Chen Chun. So, good evening, everyone. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, my name is Nicholas Yap, and I am the grammarian for tonight's meeting. As the grammarian, my responsibility is to take note of improper use of grammar and the English language during a speech. But not only that, I will also take note of the excellent use of grammar and the English language. Another responsibility that I have is to introduce the word of the day. And the word of the day is amiable. Amiable. Amiable means having or displaying a friendly and pleasant manner. An example of the word being used in this sentence is Amy is such an amiable person. She greets everyone enthusiastically. I encourage everyone in this meeting to use the word amiable whenever they can during their speech. At the end of the meeting, once I'm being called up, I'll be giving my grammarian's report and also a report of the usage of the word amiable. And that is all from me. Back to you, to our amiable Toastmaster of the evening, Chen Chun.
It is always very encouraging to have an amiable grammarian. From the way he expressed himself, you feel very comfortable. And I love that he chose the word amiable in line with the theme. Because as I developed the theme, I wanted a grammarian to have 7 alphabets. And 7 alphabets is also amiable. So use amiable as much as you can. And just a quick history of Elite Toastmasters Club. We started Elite Toastmasters Club because we wanted to promote the excellent use of creative phrases. But for today's meeting, don't be afraid because we are not here to penalize you, but we are here to capture this so that we can share with you for you to use it after this meeting. All right. Next, I'd like to invite the R counter for today. I'd like to check if Joanna is in.
Rachel has taken over as the R counter. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Now I'd like to invite Rachel, who will be explaining a very interesting role called the R counter role. Rachel, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. As an R counter, I will be listening very carefully to the use of vocal pauses and crutch words such as no. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means, and this is known as a double clutch. I will keep track of everyone and report at the end of the meeting who best controlled their use of filler words. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Rachel. R counter, very interesting role. I can hear my echo. All right, no more echo. It's a very interesting role, R counter. Again, don't be afraid. Go out, express yourself because we want the most neutral ears to listen to your R's and especially for the guests. Be yourself and you will get a score at the end. Next, in all football game, timing is very important. And on the stand on the left side, there's this guy who controls the timer. And I'd like to invite Kim Leong, who's the timer for today, to read out his timer's role. Kim Leong, over to you.
As timer, I will time the table topic speaker, formal speeches, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific time remaining. For example, the assignment speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. I hope all the speakers strive to be within their allotted time limit. Back to you, Chen Chun.
Thank you. The timer's role is there for you to force yourself to be more concise, cohesive, and something when you want to deliver your speech. Now, if you see the red color light being shown, it is time for you to stop. But if you choose to continue speaking, the Zoom master will put you in a breakout room and you can continue speaking there. Once you're done, you can come back. All right? Great. Let's move on to the first part of the meeting, the most interesting part, which is the table topic session. Now, I'm not going to share a lot about table topics, but I would like to invite our ever bubbly and animated and fun table topic master. Please join me to welcome Aruna. Over to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Chenchun. This is my first ever table topics session as a table topics master, and I couldn't be more proud than to host it today on the 7th ever anniversary of Elite Toastmasters birthday. Thank you so much, DTM Chenchun, for that, and thank you for the lovely theme. Okay, in line with our theme today, I've actually chosen 5 topics. Don't worry, it's not all about Elite, but I would like to encourage all of you to use your cultural and ethnic background, your childhood knowledge, and also to Elite Toastmasters, your memories and your journey in Elite Toastmasters to answer the table topics today. Why is table topics so important? Table topics is the only way for you to practice, to think quickly on your feet so that you can make a great first impression or even any great impression to your bosses, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or any significant other. Just to give you some examples. Before we start off with our table topics, could I invite our timer, Toastmaster Kim Leong, to let everyone know the timing for table topics today? Over to you, Toastmaster Kim Leong.
Okay, so the time is 2 minutes for table topic for each speaker. And then when it is 1 minute, it will be green. And then 1 minute, 30 seconds will be yellow. And then 2 minutes, it will be red. And I will ring the bell during the 2nd minute, 30 seconds. Back to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kim Leong. Now, are we ready to begin? Do I have any volunteers? I can't see. Yes, guests can be volunteers. Do we have any volunteers? Naveen. Gurmeet, I'm going to choose you next. Okay, Justin, who wants to go first? Justin or, okay, fine, I've got 3 people. Ini, mini, mini, mo. Justin, Naveen, and Vance, and Ashu. Okay, choose who's going first.
Naveen,
Ashu.
because we spotlighted him already. All right.
Excellent. Naveen, where are you? You have been spotlighted.
Right, I'm right here.
Great. Okay, you have 5 choices. Number 1 to number 5. Choose your destiny. You have to choose a number, 1 to 5.
I just have to choose a number. I'll go with 1.
Oh, excellent. Okay, Naveen. You have found a magic lamp. You rub it and out comes a genie. He says you are allowed 1 wish. Naveen, what is the 1 wish that you will make? What is the 1 wish that you will make? Naveen, over to you.
If I see a lamp which I can rub and comes a genie that'll give me a wish, I would wish that I could take a step back from the busyness of my life and be able to really analyze my thoughts, my feelings, and my behaviors, and really be able to connect the dots and understand myself better. And to be able to do this every day at my wish, and with that ability to be able to make better decisions, build more meaningful relationships, be more peaceful in life, and then help others to do the same. Now, with this ability, I think I will be able to look at other people and catch some of their thought patterns or feelings patterns or behavioral pattern and help them to overcome their own problems or pain and perhaps help them achieve more peace. So in short, I think I would perhaps choose a pathway of being a therapist where I will be able to identify and analyze my own self and achieve self-actualization while I help others do the same as well. And if I do this, and if I do this long enough, I think I will be able to achieve what Abraham Maslow calls as the peak experience, the top of the pyramid. So that's what I would wish from the genie.
Wow.
I think I wasn't really looking at the timer.
Not sure. Excellent Toastmaster, Naveen. I hope you do join Toastmasters. Spoken like a true life coach, and you've actually twisted the whole. I love the way you've twisted the whole question and brought your own philosophy and your own life experience, plus your own experience in helping other people, to light to all of us. Thank you so much for that. Excellent. Do I have the next volunteer? I'm moving on to the next person in light of time. We had Vance, we had Ashu, we had someone else. Joanna, is it?
Justin.
just now.
Who's next? Justin. Yes, Justin. Justin next. Hi, Justin. Where are you?
I'm here.
Okay, great. Justin, you have got number 2 to number 5. Choose your question.
Number 2.
Oh dear, now I have to change this question a little bit.
Alamak,
Listen
why?
to the question and I'll change it.
Okay.
Justin, you are lost on an island with 2 other people. The original question is, you're lost on an island with your mom and your boyfriend. Let's change it to your girlfriend, okay? You have now built a raft that can fit 2 people. Toastmaster Justin, who will you choose to take with you? Your mom or your girlfriend? Who will you choose to take with you? Your mom or your girlfriend? Toastmaster Justin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aruna, for putting me in this very difficult situation. It's life and death situation. It's either my mom or my girlfriend. Why, Aruna? Why? So good evening, fellow Toastmaster member and guests. Have you ever thought of think in my situation to save my mom or my girlfriend? I think some of us actually do experience, not in just having the boat, like maybe your girlfriend need an organs from your mom, but only your mom can save your girlfriend. I don't know. I never been through this kind of situation. If I am in this situation now, I don't know, should I save my mom or my girlfriend? It's not an easy decision. It's like you're making a decision to take someone's life away. It's like you're playing God, but you only can choose one. So if I am in this situation, I would sit down and think, and I would do not have the courage to make the decision. End of the day, it's not my life to ask them to live or die or to give them away. I would ask my girlfriend and my mom to decide, because I don't want to be the bad person, I will regret. But if they make the decision, they will regret for the rest of their life. Thank you, Aruna, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Justin. And now you've left me with a twist in the plot. So finally, you've admitted that you can't make this decision, and back to you, Aruna, to make the decision for you. Excellent, excellent, Toastmaster Justin. I enjoyed listening to your dilemma. That was the purpose of the question. Thank you. Let's move on to the next Toastmaster, the next volunteer for tonight. Who else do we have? We have Ashu, we have Vance. Who is going to go next? Or anyone else who wants to cut the queue?
Gurmeet. He's being highlighted. We
Gurmeet,
cannot
excellent.
Hey, why you highlight me?
Gurmeet,
Okay,
fine.
okay.
Gurmeet, you have number 3, 4, and 5. Choose your question.
5.
5. Okay, great. Yeah, this question is boring. I'm going to choose for you 4, okay? Okay, great. Gurmeet, I hope that you love Disney cartoons. And this one, you'll have to decide. If you could be a Disney princess, who would you choose to be? I'm sorry, there's no Disney prince. Disney princess. If you could be a Disney princess, Gurmeet, who would you choose to be? Over to you.
If I could be a Disney princess, a beautiful, pretty princess from the Disney, I would choose Anna from Frozen. The reason why I choose Anna is because Anna is just like my mom. Just to let you guys know, at the age of 5, I'm sorry to bring this down a little bit, but at the age of 5, my dad passed away. But I never felt a lack of a father figure in my life because my mom was that strong pillar I needed and that strong pillar that my brother needed in my life. So looking at the movie Frozen, although I absolutely hate that song Let It Go, it always gets stuck in my head. All right, I can't help but admire Anna for her independence, for her way of thinking, for her way of solving problems. So I would like to definitely, if I could choose to be a princess from Disney, I would like to choose to be Anna simply because she reminds me of my mom for having the courage, for having the independence, for having the mature thinking. Right. So yeah, Anna's my answer. Back to you. What kind of a question was that? That was difficult.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gurmeet. Excellent. Thank you very much for bringing in your personal journey as well in answering this question. That was a very interesting twist to the way you answered the question. And I think all of us can relate to how strong your mother really is, and she has made such a difference in you. Thank you, to your life's journey especially. Could I just check with the timer, Toastmaster Kim Leong? Do we have enough time for another 1 or 2 more table topics?
No, you have 5 seconds left.
Great. Excellent. Thank you, Toastmaster Kim Leong. And thank you, everyone who participated. I'm so sorry to those who didn't get to participate. Please, let's rush in for the next table topics in our next meeting. Thank you very much. And back to you. Is it to the TME? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Back to you to Vance for the best table topic speaker.
Actually,
so over to you.
You give it back to Chen Chun. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, please
you,
move on first. Let
DTM
me
Chen Chun.
prepare the speech.
Okay, so while waiting, so we will be doing a voting for who's the best speaker. But since Vance is going to do that, while waiting for that, maybe we can get Mingyan to sing a song for us. No, just joking. All right, just joking. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy the table topics. As you know, there's no right or wrong answer to a table topics. It's either you confuse people more or you convince people more. So really, those table topics is the best things that you can do because the ability to get so many ears to listen to you talking things that you don't know what you're talking about is indeed a gift for each and every one of us. So as a reward to all the table topic speaker, we will be voting for the best table topics, and we have 4 speakers, right, for today. So the first speaker, we have Naveen, we have Justin, we have Gurmeet, and we have 3 only. So we have 3 speakers. So the voting will be flashed out. So you just vote for the best. Yes, it's up. So just vote for the best table topics. Yes, Rachel, today everyone is so great. If only we can have more time. So now we move on to the next part of the agenda. in Toastmasters, everything we do is all about continuous improvement. Whether is it small improvement or big improvement, it could be a confidence booster or it could be a skill enhancement, which is why we have this role called the evaluator. And I would like to invite the evaluator who will evaluate the 3 table topic speaker, which is Leonard, to take over the stage. Leonard, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the evening, Chen Chun. I'll first start with Toastmaster Navin. He spoke about if he's given a wish, what would he wish for? So basically, I would commend Toastmasters Navin for the way how he sounded really confident with a big smile when he started the speech. That makes him appear to be an amiable person. And it also keeps our attention, the audience attention span on the speech as well. Perhaps one small recommendation I would like to give to Toastmaster Navin is, I noticed that while you are very good at delivering your message clearly, I noticed that your eyes is actually looking up at the ceiling, left and right. So perhaps one small recommendation that I can give you next time when you are giving a Toastmaster speech or a table topics, you may want to fix your eyesight on the screen or near to the camera as well. However, I would like to say that he delivered his message clearly, and at the end of his speech, I was able to understand that if he is given a wish, he would take a step back and understand himself better every day if he's given a choice. And moving on to a second Toastmaster Justin. He is presented with a very tricky question. Would you save your mom or your girlfriend? Once again, I must say that he tackled it in a very efficient way. He started off his speech with a good gesture. He was able to emphasize with good body language, with good hand gestures throughout his speech. So I was able to keep my attention on him as well. Perhaps one small recommendation that I would like to give Toastmasters Justin is, I noticed that while you give a very good table topic speech, I noticed that at the end of your speech, you had an outburst of laughter. Perhaps next time, my recommendation is if you want to laugh, perhaps you can speak first before you laugh. Don't speak and laugh at the same time. However, I must commend Justin for being able to answer these difficult questions, which I am not able to answer, to be honest. I must commend him for being able to answer this in a very funny manner. And thirdly, Toastmasters Gurmeet. Who would you choose as a princess, Disney princess? And he chosen Anna from Frozen. He gave a very good and strong reason. He chose Anna simply because it reminds him of his mum, and therefore it reminds him of all the traits that his mums possess: courage, independence, etc. One good small recommendation I'd like to give Gurmeet is he did not use the word of the day, amiable. Perhaps next time he can bear this in mind, word of the day. Lastly, I would like to commend Gurmeet, as I believe his speech his pace is not too quick. He's able to speak in a very solid pace and he delivered his message clearly as well. So well done, Gurmeet. And back to you, Toastmasters of the evening, Chen Chun.
Thank you, Leonard, for the very comprehensive, precise evaluation on the 3 table topic speaker. I trust that the 3 table topic speaker has gotten a little bit that extra 10% to further bring their speaking level to the next level. As you can see, these are all personal preference. It's not a generalization of who you are as a speaker. If you feel that it's useful, take it. If not, you can put it aside. It's really up to you. After all, it's a very safe and supportive environment that Toastmasters provide to each and every one of us. Now, as a little exercise to reduce our Zoom fatigue, I would like to have a group photo session with each and every one of you as you continue to pose for the photo. So I'd like to invite Vance, who will take us on the next part. Vance, over to you.
Thank you. Okay, so
I'll be the one to take a photo actually.
Yeah, Yi will take photo.
I'll be the one who let the VPPR do her job. I'm losing my job already. All right, guys, look at the camera and give us your brightest smile in 1, 2, 3. see. All right, let me check the photo a moment. And we have 2 pages, so just bear with me. All right, Iceland and Taylor, if you may open, switch on your camera, not open, switch on. All right, so the second page, all right, everyone, please show us your brightest smile in 3, 2, 1. All right, fantastic. Let me check on the photo. Yes, I got it. Thank you so much. And I'll pass back the control to the Toastmaster of the evening, Chen Chu.
Thank you for a very quick, snap and short and relax. So now we would like to go on to the very short intermission. So let's have a very quick 3 minutes, perhaps 3 minutes intermission. So if you want to go grab a drink, you want to go to the washroom, feel free to do so. Else, you can stay in the call for 3 minutes. We can chit chat with each other. And yep, so let's come back in 3 minutes time at 8:52. So timer, take note, 8:52. We will reconvene. All right.
Hello, Jenjun.
All right.
Time.
Thumbs up.
SAA.
Hello, welcome back to the meeting. And now is our speaker having their speech now.
All right. Thank you, Vance, for reopening the second half. So Vance is like the referee who just blow the whistle for the second half. So in the second half of this meeting, you will realize that there are 4 speakers who will be attempting specific speech that meets a specific speech purpose. And today we have a good combination of new speakers, and you also have a more experienced speaker. So it's a very good mix between the new and experienced speaker. Now, I'd like to first seek Ashu. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Amazing. Wonderful. So Ashu is one of a new member of our club. He's probably the one that at all situations, he will always volunteer for table topics. But unfortunately for you, Ashu, today, we are unable to take in your request. But that shows his courage to want to improve himself and to really utilize his membership to make sure that he improves from that. And today he will be giving us a little bit introduction of himself as the first project in the level 1, which is called the Icebreaker. And with that, I'd like to invite the evaluator, Yi, to read out the speech purpose to the first speaker as well as the second speaker, since they are doing the same speech objective. So Yi, over to you.
Thank you so much, Chen Chun. For Ashu and Azian, both of you will be attempting Icebreaker, which is your first ever speech in the Toastmaster journey. The purpose of this project is for you to introduce yourself to the club and also to learn the basic structure of the speech. The time given will be 4 to 6 minutes, and I can't wait to listen to both of you. All the best. Back to you, Chen Chun.
Thank you. So today, Ashu is going to kickstart his Toastmasters journey with his first speech from the Icebreaker with a speech title, Discovery of Passion. Discovery of Passion, Toastmasters, Ashu.
I would like to start with a question. Do you know what's your passion? Are you doing something that you love to do? Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. I'm sure most of you have come across this many times in your life, at some point in your life, that follow your passion. Why? Because you are more likely to be successful if you do what you are passionate about. Well, I have been told the same thing many times in my life, but I couldn't discover my passion for a long time. Everyone around me kept asking me to keep studying and become a doctor or an engineer, because these are likely to give you land you in a safer career options. Now let's talk about passion. This is what science has to say. Passion is a little bit of discovery, followed by a lot of development and a lifetime of deepening. For me, the discovery of passion didn't come automatically. I think this is because I had limited exposure to anything else like music, arts, sports, etc. But after my schooling, I felt like I love traveling and I love visiting new places. So I started my career as a sailor working on those huge cargo ships and kept traveling around the world. But was it something I was passionate about? Despite trying my best, I quit that industry after a few years. I realized that this is not something I'm passionate about. So I started discovering my passion once again. I went for my master's to the University of Oxford in the UK and used my time over there to meet new people and introspect and explore. As I had classmates from more than 60 countries who could share about their experience, about their industries. So after exploring in detail, I joined the industry of technology-based startups, and I started taking multiple roles. After spending a few years, I realized that this is what I love, and I started enjoying my role completely. Many scientific researchers also confirm that without experimenting, you might not discover what your passion is. And even if you discover, you might not stick with it for a long time. That's why we need people who keep encouraging us, keep supporting us. And we have seen this culture even in the Toastmasters clubs around the world, that everywhere you see people encouraging, and we have people who have support and applause. But it is not always true in the professional life. We don't live in a generous world where you have colleagues who keep supporting you or who keep applauding you. So in that case, I think the best is to keep yourself happy and motivated with the small wins and small milestones that you keep hitting in your career, and keep yourself motivated. So the first step is discovery of passion. Ask yourself a few questions. What do I really care about? How do I enjoy spending my time? If you already have a good idea of or good sense of what you really like to do, then it's time to develop your interest. And development takes time. Have patience, keep asking questions, continue to dig. After spending some time, slowly you will start gaining confidence, becoming confident, and you can start building on your interest. I'm seeing a new pattern with myself with respect to public speaking. If startups and technology are my passion in professional life, then public speaking could be my passion in my personal life, thanks to the amazing support of amazing Toastmasters at Elite Toastmaster Club. So I would like to end my speech with the same question. Do you know what's your passion? Are you doing something you are passionate about? Thank you.
It's always a good reminder to each and every one of us that, passion is something that we all should constantly pursue in our quest to discover more about ourselves. And it kind of reminded me of one of the quotes that truly resonated a lot with me. It's actually by this French philosopher where he said, only passion can elevate the soul to great things. And thank you today for the reminder, Ashu, an amazing speaker in you. And I look forward to many more interesting bits and pieces as we go along this journey. Now, as a custom for Toastmasters, we typically do the standing ovation, but I'd like to kind of put it at the end. Later, we will kind of give a standing ovation to both the speakers. And let's move on to the next speaker, who is also going to attempt the icebreaker speech, which is to introduce herself, and she will follow the speech purpose that was mentioned by Yi as well. So our next speaker, it's perhaps the newest member in our club. I think she's probably the newest member, Nora Zian. Typically very silent at the corner, but today we will allow her to unleash her inner potential to tell us a little bit more about herself. So she'll be doing the icebreaker with the speech title, Be My 7-Eleven. Be My 7-Eleven, Toastmasters Norazian. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster. Today, I would like to share with you about this tiny little store that worth billions of dollars and how its company mission can be relatable to our life, just like how Toastmaster give an impact to my life. 7-Eleven brand is known and loved around the world. The brand was an American iconic product, which was then the parent's company was being bought by a Japanese company in 1991. Let me ask the floor if any of Elite Toastmaster members are not aware of this brand. I'm pretty sure all of us know about 7-Eleven. It is a small convenience store available at almost every state in Malaysia, from urban city to rural areas. But today, I'm not going to tell you about details of this brand, which I know you can find all the information on the internet. I will share with you what are the values this brand can bring to our life. Do you know what is 7-Eleven tagline? The brand tagline is always be there for you. This means that consumers can find 7-Eleven from petrol station, LRT station to shopping malls and even at medical institutions. The brand is everywhere. The shop is always be there for you. It is always be there when you are thirsty and when you need to top up your mobile cards. The store even be there when you need to withdraw cash. Similar concept we can apply in our life. We have to always be there and amenable for our friends and family to support them in everything they do. Whenever our family and friends need help or advices, be there for them, even if the rest of the world is against them, or even if you're not agree with their decision, just be there to show your support and to show that you care about your loved one. All of us need our family and friends as pillars of support, especially during difficult times. Having a strong network of supportive family and friends helps enhance our life, and it is also important for our mental health. Don't be scared to show that you care to the people around you. Show to them that you always stand by their side in any situation, whether it is good or bad. This is my first ice-breaking session. I was shaking and I'm still shaking, but I'm proud of myself that I managed to complete this session. Thank you, fellow Toastmaster, for your support. Thank you for being my 7-Eleven, and thank you for being part of my journey to overcome my public speaker anxiety. Thank you very much. Back to you, Chen Chun.
Thank you, ASEAN. Always admire your bubbly character. And we can only say 4 words to you. We will always be there for you. Okay, that's 5. We're always there for you. So if you need any help, do reach out to any of us. We definitely will follow you along this journey as we kind of know you more along this journey. All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing the speech on Be My 7-Eleven. A great speech to remind ourselves about reaching out for help as well as giving other help. So indeed, that value I got the most out of your speech. The next speaker is going to be also another new member. So I can see a lot of new member is taking a lot of the speaking slot from the senior members, but it's okay. So the next speaker is going to be Juliana Philip, and this will be her second project in the level 1 of her path, which is the effective coaching path. And this project is called the evaluation and feedback. And to help the audience understand what is the purpose of this speech, I'd like to invite the third evaluator, who is going to be Taylor Yap, to read out the speech purpose for Juliana. Taylor?
Hello. Hi, good evening, Toastmaster. The purpose for this project is for the members, Juliana, to present a speech on any topic receive a feedback, and apply the feedback to the second speech. So the purpose for this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive a feedback from the evaluator. Back to you, Toastmaster Chenchu.
Thank you, Taylor. So Juliana is going to give a speech. She's going to get an evaluation, and then she's going to use the evaluation to give another speech, a much more refined. So this is, I believe, is the first speech, and the title of the speech is called "Living in the Moment." Living in the moment. Juliana Philip, over to you.
Thank you, Chenchun, and hello, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Can everybody hear me? Good. Great. So, imagine this. You are sitting at your desk at home, crunching some data heavily, preparing slides for a major board meeting presentation tomorrow. And suddenly, you hear a knock at your door. But you have already put up the do not disturb sign. Oh, who can it be? You try to ignore it, but the knock still continues. You push your chair restlessly to answer the door, ready to lash out at your other half, who might be there to ask you the difference between goji berry and red dates. Perhaps, instead of a 7 feet tall man, you see a tiny figure at the door, crying because she wants you to play kitchen with her since Papa has left for school. What do you do next? Stay amiable or scream? Dilemma, dilemma, dilemma. The next day, you decide to pack your bags and leave to work in the office instead to avoid being disturbed. You arrive at the office, rushing away with your final presentation details, and suddenly your phone continues to beep. And it's a call from home. The ring doesn't stop. You excuse yourself to answer the call, thinking it might be an emergency, and then there's a tiny voice on the other end asks you the most important question of all to him. What time are you coming back, Mama? You maintain your cool and quickly check in if everything is all right. And why is the urgency to call? The answer is, I want you to feed me dinner today. And Mimi is crying as she couldn't find her teddy. Yes. Gosh. Do these moments make your blood boil? Or do you hang up thinking, oh, so sweet, I'm torn? On one hand, I really need to live in the moment at work and ensure that I perform the best I can, as I truly enjoy the career path I'm in. On another hand, my 4-year-old is only 4 in her lifetime, once in her lifetime. And once this moment passes, she'll have no memory of it. The calls and knocks on my room door never ended. I slowly learned to adapt to it. In the midst of chaos and stress, I have also learned that the calling of our little ones is actually a call to live in the present moment. All they want is that hour-long attention from you. And after that, they'll be more than happy to let you go if you manage to successfully negotiate this, of course. If you want to really learn how to live in the present moment, try spending time with a 3 or 4-year-old toddler and you will soon learn the concept. The toddler doesn't have a sense of time, except from the time they're out of bed until they're back in bed at night. It's playtime all day, 24/7, if you allow them. If you have never done so yet, try to go on a road trip with a toddler and you will learn a whole new concept of time. If you haven't reached your destination within 15 minutes, you're going to expect these words. Are we there yet? Why is it taking so long? Are we going to a different country? They don't need a 7-hour flight to Dubai to feel like they have traveled the world. The day trip tomorrow does it for them. They have no sense of tomorrow either. If you tell them, I'll read this book to you tomorrow, they are tugging at you again 5 minutes later, asking, is it tomorrow yet? Gosh, let's not even start with birthdays or Christmas. The December Christmas countdown for us actually starts in January itself. Notice how kids can find humor in anything at all. Falling down multiple times to the song Merry-Go-Round the Mulberry Bush can literally make a child roll on the floor, laughing, and they can repeat this over and over again. We once drove past a Chinese cemetery, and my 4-year-old girl asked, why are there so many king chairs there? Where are the kings? Boy, did we have a good laugh. And every time we see a cemetery, her question plays in our head, and it makes us laugh. As we grow up to be more adult and responsible, we tend to forget to live in the moment and to even laugh. Laughing is a really good way to be present and live in the moment. As I was rehearsing for my first speech today, my audience were my two munchkins. Boy, were they a tough audience. Firstly, to even keep them seated to listen to more than 5 minutes was like a punishment to them. And they would burst into laughter at every mistake I made as my facial expression was going awry. At first it made me cringe, and eventually I started to laugh at myself, and this made my rehearsals more fun. If you will it, you can always find that silver funny lining in any situation, and sharing a little laughter on a dark subject can be just what you need to brighten things up. Laughing together is also a great way to connect and be present in the moment. Now, can you recall the last time you have lived in the moment or laughed your heart out loud? Try spending time with a 3 or 4-year-old today, and I can guarantee that you will learn this in no time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A very unique perspective on looking at things from the child's innocent, point of view. So that is indeed a very interesting speech to remind us to always live in the moment and to really enjoy what the world can bring to us. So thank you very much, Juliana, for sharing that piece of perspective with each and every one of us. And our next speaker is going to be one of our seasoned speaker, to put a little bit of pressure on her because she's my mentee. She's one of our pioneers of the pioneers, one of the early leaders of the club, Noel, who made a recent comeback in the speech scene, and she will be presenting the Pathways Project 2 from Level 1 Innovative Planning, the evaluation and feedback. Can I check, is this your first speech or second speech?
It's the first speech.
Okay, so if it's the first speech, then we follow the same speech purpose that was described by the previous evaluator, Taylor. And her evaluator is Vanessa. So with that, I'd like to invite the next and final speaker for the assignment speakers. Please join me to welcome Noel Chong with the speech title, Interaction with 3C. Interaction with 3C, Noel Chong. Over to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Noel. Okay, I have a long day, so a little bit stuck here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever experienced the awkward struggle that I was demonstrating just now? When you met your first dates, your new prospect, or your new clients. And yet likely you feel the same way like I do, awkward. But I believe in Toastmaster. Definitely you give me all the support that you will give, like, oh, come on, Noel, you can do this. But what if your dates, your client, and your prospect is not Toastmaster? What would went wrong? Worse, you lost a deal, or you fail a date, or simply they don't remember you. They walk away without remember your name. You see, people don't remember what you say. People remember how you make them feel. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to do a quick check here. Let me open the gallery so I can see all of you give me the thumbs up. Okay, so do you still remember the first car that you bought in life? You know, the feeling of excitement, the joy. Give me a thumbs up if you do. Okay, cool. So moving on, next questions. Do you still remember the name of the salesperson that sold you the first car? Give me a thumbs up if you do. Okay, I don't see anyone. So it shows that we all remember the memories, you know, the items or the things that make us feel sentimental and happy. You know, just like we will never forget our first love, even though they are jerk or they are bitch, right? So feeling is what make the memories stay. There's no greater feeling that truly connected with another person's, the feeling of relief, you know, the feeling that you can trust the persons and the feeling of joy. So let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, are you aware? How do you make your partner feel? How do you make your friend feel? And how do you make your client feel in your everyday interactions? Are you aware of that? If you are not, you need to start paying attention. Well, we may see people that having the ability to build a rapport through a conversation. And a lot of time people think that, oh, you know what? That is the talent that born with it. That is not true. Communication is a skill that get better with practice. It takes efforts and times to get better, but the rewards are great. So communication has many layers of skill, but what I'm going to share with you today is a proven technique that developed by John Kervin. He's an award-winning interviewer and also the host of a TV show from the California. So he actually interviewed a lot of celebrity, and throughout his career, he has developed a technique that able to create a connections, interactions with anybody, anytime, anywhere with 3C. And it is the 3C that developed by John Kervin that I would like you all to take away today. First, start with the first C, comfort. Begin the interactions with an open questions that get people to open up and relax. Always start with the questions with what, why, and how. It can be as simple as, Chen-Chun, how's your day? What would you do if you have a free day? Avoid the questions that lead to yes and no answer, such as, have you had your lunch? Moving on to the second C, connect. Find a spark is the key to connecting. So the spark is about what the person most passionate about. People like to share what they love doing in life. It may be their dog, it may be their cats, it may be their children's, it may be their hobby. So if you know that they like coffee, be curious about their spark. Ask them which cafe serves your favorite type of coffee. Ask questions about it, and that is exactly when the connections begin. Last, the third C, compel. Say and do things that interest the people by providing value. So, for instance, by knowing they actually like coffee, like our Toastmaster Joanna, so ask her, Joanna, do you know there's a best cafe in town that serves the best latte? Because if you're interested, I may share you the locations. Interest people by providing values. Instead of no and agree, yes, do you like coffee? Yes, I do. But provide more value so that they will remember you. So people will actually walk away, remember you if you make them feel good. So ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you to take this challenge together and start asking yourself, how do you want others to remember you? Yes, I saw your message, Joanna, you want a coffee. See, this is how it works. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to seal the deal, make them feel valued. This is what you could walk away tonight with the 3C. Making sure the person you're talking is comfortable, finding what they love, and provide values. With 3C, comfort, connect, compel, you will be able to connect with others anytime, anywhere. Thank you. Back to you, Chen-Chun.
Thank you. A speech based on experience as well as a very interesting framework. It's probably the first time I hear this. So the first C is to comfort them. Second C is to connect with them. Third C is to compel. And lastly, to have coffee, the fourth C. So thank you for all the four speakers. It's indeed an amazing session so far. And I believe now I've reached the end of my session. Perhaps I'd like to kind of give Vance a time to launch the vote for the best assignment speaker. For us to vote for the best assignment speaker. Great. So you have Ashu, Azian, Juliana, and Noel. Who is the best prepared speaker? Please put your vote. Okay, so I have reached the end of the second half of the meeting or second half of the football game. And in line with today's flavor or today's spice, which is Elite Toastmasters' birthday, I'd like to end this session by probably giving you guys a little bit wisdom so that you can take away, and specifically on all the speakers, from the table topic speaker as well as the new speaker and experienced speaker in the assignment speaker. I came across this quote and it says, it actually commend people on their courage, on their how daring it is to take on the speaking slots, as well as how daring they are to join Elite Toastmasters Club. And the quote goes like this: to dare is to lose one's foot momentarily. To not dare is to lose oneself. And today, yes, you may struggle. Yes, you may do something out of your comfort zone. And yes, you probably spend days and nights keep thinking about a speech, but you are just losing your foot momentarily. Because in the next session, you're going to get the feedback for you to stand on your feet again as you take the next step in your Toastmasters journey. So with that, I'd like to hand over the control to the general evaluator for today. Please join me to welcome Toastmasters Mingyan, who will take on the third session, evaluation session. Mingyan, over to you.
Thank you, our Grand Mentor, DTM Chen Chun. Thank you for welcoming me. Well, I have a new definition for general evaluator. So general evaluator is someone who is supposed to feel very nervous because he's going to evaluate those who are not evaluated and himself is not being evaluated. So, but who cares? I will just pick up my evaluation anyway. So being the general evaluator, I'm not alone. I am accompanied by a few other evaluators as well as a few other listening roles players. So firstly, I would like to introduce our first evaluator for the first assignment speaker, who is Yi Yi. Yi Yi, the stage is yours.
Moment, yeah, guys. Just allow me to set my camera a bit because I have to actually also practice for my evaluation contest and I'm so stressed right now. All right, guys. I hope you can hear me clearly, loud and clear. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, great. Toastmaster Ashu, discovery of passion. Before I start evaluating you, just allow me to share my feeling because it has been a long day for me and I'm a bit exhausted at work and also my personal life. But the moment when I received the title of your speech, it just sort of give me the excitement and the burning passions that remind me that if you think you are tired, listen to the story of the others. So I felt your title, your speech itself is very motivating. And I really thanks you for giving me the chance to evaluate you. So before this, you actually asked me to observe on 2 points of view. First, your confidence level. The first strength that you have, exactly, you are a confident storyteller and speaker. You are calm, you are composed, you take your time before you kickstart your speech, and you just take control of pace, and you just let the story flow. So for me, as an audience, I felt I'm just chit-chatting with you over a coffee session. So first strength that you have, you're a confident speaker. The second strength that you have a very clear structure. You start out with a question, which hooked me immediately as an audience. I want to follow you through the different stages of a story, and you end up with the same question. You repeat your question, which show you actually begin with the ending on your mind. And that question is actually very thought-provoking, that not only remind me, but also challenge me to think about the message of this speech. Are we really doing things that we really like? Are we doing the passions that we want? So I thought this is second strength that you have. So in order to challenge you to make your speech to the next level, these are 2 recommendations that I would like to suggest to you. First asset I would like to recommend to you is the stage control. Now we are having this virtual setting and we are having the challenge of engaging the audience. So I would like to start off first with the eye level. So noticing that you are speaking, like as well, right now having my problem setting my camera, I would suggest you to move your camera to your eye level so that you can speak, really having the eye contact with your audience, and moving to your body. Noticing that you have pacing front and back a little bit, not too much. That show a little sign of nervous. So I would suggest you to move to the left and the right as well, as you are telling different stages of your story in discovering your passion. So make good use of the horizontal of the stage, and also moving front and back when you're asking questions like, do you know what is passion? And do you really do things that you like? Noticing that how you make good use of the front, the depth of the stage, and also the horizontal of the stage, it helps to engage your audience even more. The second strength I would like, the second recommendation that I would like to give you is to speak to show. So just use different vocal variety when you are showing your excitement. Speak faster, give us the higher volume, and show us the excited tone when you say you found your passion during your university life. So all in all, I just found that you are a passionate speaker. You speak with great confidence and you have a very clear structure. To challenge yourself, just work on the vocal variety as well as the stage control. I'm sure that you'll be a passionate speaker along the journey. Back to you,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Generic
Yi.
Evaluator Ming Yan.
Thank you, Yi. Well, I feel so excited because Yi actually she is the first she's a champion for our Division W evaluation contest. So as you have noticed from her evaluation just now, so she has basically pointed out the strengths and also the point of improvements for an icebreaker speech. So I think first of all, in her evaluation, she got the bring home. She actually pointed out the strength of the speaker, so that the speaker will continue to remain his strengths to his next speech. And he basically also mentioned about the bring home value of the speech that actually tell the other audience about what the speech is about. Then the only point of improvement that I would challenge Yi is perhaps during your evaluation, perhaps you can maintain at a normal pace, only at certain examples, like for example, your second point of improvement where you speak about higher volume and the vocal variety, perhaps when you give that examples, you can speed up. Anyway, it is a very good evaluation. Thank you, Yi. So after that, I would like to invite who is a replacement for KJ? Diane. I would like to invite Diane, the evaluator for the second.
It's actually
assignment speech.
Joanna. Yeah, it's
Joanna.
Joanna. Yeah.
Is Joanna? Oh, okay. Joanna, over to you, the stage.
Thank you, Ming Yan, for the introduction. Now, I would like to bring you guys to my evaluation. That's not part of it. I'm sorry. Now and again, you will hear some extra noises, but I will try to speak my best and so that you guys can listen. Give me 5 seconds.
Oh, you want to do it later? Maybe we go on with the third one first, then we come back.
Can.
You guys okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Okay, then I think we will go on with the third evaluator, who is Taylor Yap. Taylor, the stage is yours. Taylor, are you there?
Yes. So I'm taking the turn first, right?
Yeah.
Right now? Should I start it right now? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. I will be giving some comment about Juliana's speech. Juliana, I love your speech. Thank you for the vivid and relatable topic, which all the mom experience the crazy little moment like this. It's such a timely topic. You did well on your gesture when you show us on how your little 4 years old acting when you going on a family trip. Mommy, why are this so far? Mommy, are we going to another country? I totally can imagine how this happened to you and how should you react to this by your action. Beside that, I also admire that you bring out your own props when you're answering to your phone with your red iPhone. I also need to get mine. I can imagine the reluctantness you trying to answer to your husband call when he's trying to order you to do something. I totally can imagine that. Beside that, I also enjoy the humor you're trying to brought up from your normal routine daily life with your little kids. Even though it's chaos, but the idea is original and it's personal. I believe that all the mommy Toastmaster here would totally, completely empathize with you, with the situation you experience in your speech. Okay. For the way of improvement, I totally can't believe that you're only the second time giving a speech, but I believe that you can improve in your speech. Like example, when you're trying to ask a question, you throw a question like, how are you do? Maybe you can give a pause so the audience can interact with you. Maybe they answer to your question. And when you try to throw your humor, you're giving a space for the customer and for the audience, sorry, for the audience to laugh. Just like this, okay, laugh. So, but beside that, I also have one little comment, but I also did it to myself before. That's I saw that you actually read at your notes. I believe this has happened to some of the Toastmaster when you start trying to deliver a speech. But this can be improved, and I believe the next time you can do without a notes. So the speech will be more impactful if you're able to deliver without a notes, and you're giving a pause in your speech. Overall, I really enjoy this humor speech by you. I hope that you can consider for joining our Elite Toastmaster humor speech contest in the future, and I definitely will pick you. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Taylor. Such an engaged evaluation. So you gave a lot of encouragement to the speaker. You even encouraged her to join our next contest. So that is wonderful. So I would really love about your eye contact you did for each of the strength that the speaker has just now. And if there's one point of improvement that I would like to point out, that will be for the point of improvement number 2, perhaps you can tell us what is a method to actually improve her point of improvement, the how. Okay, so with that, then I would like to invite the next evaluator, who is Joanna, who will be evaluating ASEAN. Over to you.
Thank you, Mingyan. Sorry for the earlier little minor thingy. Okay, so without further ado, let me just dive straight into my evaluation for ASEAN for her first icebreaker speech. As this is your first icebreaker speech, ASEAN, I would actually like to already congratulate you for achieving your objective today. And no, I actually didn't see you shaking at all. Maybe perhaps it's this good screen here that we are all facing, right? In fact, as you actually face your anxiety of public speaking by braving yourself to step up with this first speech of yours, half the battle is already won against your anxiety. So a big pat on your back and also a big applause for you on that. Okay, and this is what I call amiable strength as well. I also like how you catch the audience attention and their awareness by asking them a question at the start, and then only you slowly break into your speech. You know, talking about, do you guys know what is 7-Eleven and things like that. So it's always good to always pause and ask questions to keep your audience engagement at a good level. Okay. Now you asked about grammar, diction, and voice projection. So this was our mini chat that I asked you if you have any other further things that you want me to evaluate you about. So for the first two, I would say grammar and diction, I see you have good control over that, so nothing to worry about there. But however, to improve on your voice projection, this is what I have for you to work on. It's called the 3 Fs. Okay, the first F here is actually focus. So you give yourself a target to actually to actually direct your voice towards. Like for example, you have the screen here. So what will happen is that you actually look at the screen, you put it on gallery view. You can pick to look at Ming Yan for 3 seconds, Pretty Noel for 3 seconds, or even Chen Chun for a few seconds. So this will actually allow you to create even deeper engagement with your audience. It's like as though you guys are actually sitting down and having coffee. Okay. Now, this is what I meant by focus, even though there's a lot of noise around my background as well. Now, the second F here I can give is that you fill the room and the screen with enough volume in the space that you're in so that you are still in focus and in control. And when you do that, actually, you automatically have different intonation. And this is also the sort of self-awareness as a speaker. Like, do you go softer or louder at a certain point of your story? Are you creating a certain sort of suspense? If it's suspense, then you might want to go slower, talk softer, and even, to a major pause, okay? Now, to challenge yourself, the last one is forget the fear. And it is when you forget the fear, the fun begins, okay? Give me 1 second. Wait, okay. And so in summary, I thank you for your amiable strength to kickstart your icebreaker speech. And with the 3 Fs above, I'm sure we will start to enjoy your Toastmaster journey. So remember the 3 Fs: focus, fill the room or screen with enough volume that you can hear yourself and change up all the tones, and forget the fear. Okay, and I will want to congratulate you once again, and I definitely look forward to your next speech. Back to you, Ming Yan.
Thank you, Joanna. So I think when you were evaluating ASEAN, you were also evaluated by your kids. anyway, it's fun. So overall, I think you have a very good evaluation for ASEAN. Okay, you even gave out a very specific examples on how to improve on her vocal projection. So I think the next step that ASEAN can take on is try the steps that Joanna mentioned to you, and perhaps you can try in your next speech. And I'm looking forward to your greater improvement. Thank you, Joanna. So after that, I would like to invite the last evaluator, who is Vanessa Yap, who will be evaluating Noel Chung. Over to you, Vanessa.
Hi, Noel, our young, amiable lady. I really enjoyed your speech, and I can tell that from your speech you're an experienced speaker. And deliver a speech with such a powerful message. So I have, in return, have another 3 C for you. So the first C would be confidence. I can see that you are very calm throughout your speech. You are very certain about the stories and the message you are trying to bring out in your speech. The second C would be compose. The way you carry yourself and the way you deliver your speech, I can tell that you are very well prepared, even though you have like a little drama in the beginning of the speech trying to trick us that you are not prepared, but actually I know at the back of your mind, I am prepared, and you guys are going to get fooled by it. Okay, the third C that I would have for your speech today is convincing. I think the way you break down the 3 C's is very simple and easy to digest for all the audience. Okay, I will move forwards to the next part, which is the strength of your content. I think your structure is very good in the sense that you have your intro and then your content about the 3 C's. You have
actually explain to us the benefits of actually applying 3Cs in our daily life and given very specific examples so that every single one of us can actually relate to the 3Cs. And next, you ask leading questions. For instance, you ask, do you remember the first car that you purchased? And then from that first questions, you went on to, do you remember the date you purchased the first car? I think the way you structure your story, that's really good, because the audience would actually listen to the first question, think about it, and then the moment you ask the second questions, they can also, you know, continue thinking about the story you're trying to bring out. And besides that, I like the way you conclude your story with a challenge, because that's the part where audience can actually remember the value you're trying to bring in your speech. So I would comment on all those points, and I move forwards to the recommendation I think you can improve on your next speech. Firstly would be on the structure control. I think at certain point of the time during your speech, you have asked a couple of questions, which I try to catch up with the questions. So maybe you could give us some time to think about the questions. Maybe give us some 5 seconds to think about it before you went on to the next questions. So actually you have in the speech asked, how do you make them feel? And then you went on to say, are you aware of it? So the moment I want to think, like, how do I make them feel when I talk? Then you already move on to the next question. So I think during that period of time, you can give us some time to think. The next recommendation I would give to your speech would be the stage control. I think you can maybe shorten your introductions so that we can engage to your speech as soon as possible, because I feel that the audience lose attention in the beginning of speech, trying to know the content of your speech. All right, so overall, I think you're confident and convincing and composed speakers, and I look forward to your next speech, Noel. All the best.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Welcome.
Thank you, Vanessa. So from my evaluation, we can actually know that you have many great ideas. You have a thorough and very active listening skills. So perhaps one point of improvement that I could challenge you on is on your time management, because I think you have exceeded the time. So try to make it within the time. So usually for the first point of improvement, the light indication will be green. So after that, for the second point will be orange, then reaching the conclusion, then it will be red. So you have another 30 seconds to conclude. And then one more is perhaps you can summarize your conclusion with the strengths that you have just pointed out and also the point of improvements. Thank you, Vanessa. So moving on next, I think we have to vote for the best evaluators after they have given their best evaluation just now. So whence are the yes?
I think it's not KJ, it's Joanna instead of KJ. So yeah, guys, if you want to vote for Joanna, you can probably
Vote for KJ.
Yeah.
Yes. So countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we end our poll. Then I would like to invite our grammarian today, our first listening role player, who is Nicholas Yap. Nicholas, the stage is yours.
Thanks, Mingyan. So let me just share the grammarian's report to you all. Yeah, all right. So now it's time for the grammarian's report. So the grammarian's report is separated into 3 parts. The first part, I'll be giving to a report on who used the word of the day, amiable. So Chen Chun used it 2 times, Leonard used it 1 time, and Vanessa used it 1 time. So congratulations to 3 of you. Really well done. Great job, guys. All right, now it's time for the second part. So for this second part, I've been taking note of the improper use of the grammar throughout the meeting. And in this part, I also give my recommendations of the proper use and what you should be saying uh, during the meeting. So first, today meeting team should be today's meeting team. Second, what we can help you should be how can we help you. Third, have you ever think in my situation should be have you ever thought of the situation I'm in? Fourth, Imam possess should be his mom possesses. Fifth, that all situations should be in every situation. Six, it always be there should be it is always there for you. Seven, that able to create should be that is able to create. And now comes the third session, which is the excellent use of the English language throughout the meeting. So first, it is quality over quantity by Chen Chun. Secondly, also Chen Chun, 11 also means a team, which is an excellent metaphor. If you have noticed that his whole team was about, uh, the football team, and he really dragged the flow of his presentation with this. So I really am very impressed by that. So thirdly, be able to connect the dots by Navin. Fourth, to introspect and explore by Ashu. Fifth, only the soul can elevate past to great things by Chen Chun. Six, thank you for being my support. Thank you for being my 7-Eleven by Azian. Next, the calling of our little ones is a call to live in the moment by Juliana. And people don't remember what you say, but how you made them feel by Noel. And to dare is to lose one's foot momentarily. To not dare is to lose oneself by Chen Chun. So yeah, that is all for the grammarians report. Well done, everyone. Really many users of good grammar during this meeting. Now, the purpose of the grammarians report is not to criticize anyone. The purpose of the grammarians report is to people who make mistakes with using the grammar to be much more aware and to improve their grammar, and also to commend those who have used excellent grammar throughout the meeting. So that is all for the grammarians report. Back to you, Mingyan.
Thank you, Nicholas. I think you did a very good job because you have actually purposely prepared a slideshow for us within such a short time frame. And then your slides is very, very engaging and very simple and very easy to follow. And furthermore, you also got this clause, let's improve together. So it's actually tell us that this is one of our Toastmasters culture. So perhaps if there's one point of improvement that I would like to challenge you is you could, because you are the grammarian, so during these sessions, you are the MC of your session. So perhaps you could ask every one of us unmute ourselves and say the word of the day together out loud. Because I think the word of the day is not many of us were using the word of the day. So perhaps this is also one of the way to engage every one of us in using the word of the day. Thank you, Nicholas. Then I would like to invite R counter. So who is our R counter? Who is our R counter today? Because in
Rachel say that
mentioned that the
Rachel,
computer
right?
hang.
Oh, okay.
I think
Never mind.
Mingyan, yeah, just move on first because
The
since her
timer.
computer is hang, yeah.
Sure. So we'll be moving on to the next listening role, who is the Rolex of our meeting, the timekeeper, Kim Leong. Kim Leong, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Mingyan. Now I'll share my screen. Okay. Can you all see the report?
Kim Leong can zoom in. My eyes sudah
Oh,
rabun
okay,
a bit.
sure. Sure.
Thank you.
So,
Okay, now I can see. Okay, good.
so
Thank you.
today we started the meeting at 8 p.m. sharp, and then moving on, everyone was on time, except for the referee, Chen Chun. He explained the rules for, he exceeded 3 minutes when explaining the football rules, and then everything else was fine. So that's it from me, and back to you, Minion.
Thank you, Kim Long. Thank you, Kim Leong. I think your report is simple and easy. Although it is easy and simple, but it actually includes everything inside. So perhaps if I could challenge you, I would challenge you that perhaps because during the first half of the meeting, during the first few moments, I think you didn't change your virtual background to a normal background when the time is not up yet. So perhaps this is what you could pay attention to, because it will somehow affect the speakers or the role players on the timing indication. And also you could mention the minimum time requirement for a table topic session, which is 1 minute. So if it exceeds 1 minute, then he or she is qualified to be voted as one of the best table topic speakers. Okay, so moving on next, I would like to invite our counter Rachel. Is Rachel back yet?
Oh, yes, I am back. I'm so sorry.
Okay, the stage is yours, Rachel.
My computer decided to hang at the worst time. Okay, all right. So I will be sharing my R counter report. Please don't hang. Okay, can all of you see my report?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Before I start sharing my report, I just wanted to kind of share why it's important for us to be aware of our filler words. And this is because when we use too much filler words, as I just have, sometimes it can be perceived as us being uncertain of the topic that we are talking about. So it's very important for us to be aware of the filler words such as that we often use without even realizing it. So overall today, I think everyone did quite a good job in terms of controlling the amount of filler words. Just a few things that I would like to point out here. For Taylor, there was 3 occasions where you used the word totally and actually. So I think this might be something that, just for your information, as well as Joanna used the word actually 5 times. So I think this is also another form of filler words. Apart from that, I think everyone did a good job in, controlling the amount of filler words that they had. And that's all from me for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. I think just now you have truly demonstrated how the filler word affects our presentation by showing us how laggy your internet is. So if let's say when we deliver a speech, so the filler word is actually acts like something like a laggy network. Anyway, thank you, Rachel. So perhaps one part of improvement that I could challenge you is you could give a little bit recommendation on the point of on how should the speakers improve. Let's say, for example, they could pause themselves a little bit longer instead of saying out the filler words. Yeah, thank you, Rachel. So then it comes to my general evaluation session, which is the most nervous sessions that I'm having now. So, okay, the first comments that I would like to give is about the agenda. So I noticed that there is a typo in Diane's name. So it is spelled as Diana. So perhaps next time the agenda could be checked another time before sending out to all of us. Then coming on to Vance, the SAA. So I think she did a great role because she actually started the meeting room 2 minutes before 7:30 p.m. Okay, and then she also reminded every one of us to join in. Then she also started the meeting on time. So on the point of improvement, perhaps Vance can remind all of us to prepare a glass of water for the toast ceremony later, and also to remind the guests to remind the guests and the audience to rename themselves when you kickstart the meeting. And one more thing is actually you can also because during the meeting, because Kim Leong at the timer actually didn't use back the normal background, so I think this is what you can work together with Kim Leong. You could just PM him that, oh, okay, you need to change your background to the normal background. So this is what basically a Zoom Masters or SAA will do. Then coming on to President Hasno. So I think Hasno, he did a very good job because he actually involved every guest to involve in our meeting today. So basically, he invite all the guests to introduce themselves about themselves and especially about their objective in joining a Toastmasters meeting. So perhaps Hasno, you could link because you actually ask them to tell us about their objectives. So you could actually tell the guests in return in which sessions they could benefit most from us and how would they achieve uh, their goals through our sessions today. So perhaps one of the best sessions is the table topic sessions. So this will engage them in communicating skill or speaking skills. So after that, moving on next is Dain, the toast ceremony. So I think Dain did well on relating us to the historical events, not only the Elite Chartered date, but also the another historical event which I don't remember what. So he actually shared us more knowledge about the 5th of March. So perhaps one point of improvement that I could challenge Dain is you could relate the historical event that you have just mentioned to our elites purpose purpose, that is to improve our communication and also our speaking skills. Because I remember that somehow some uh, relation between the historical events and also our elites chartered date. Yes. So this actually could tell the guests what are the things that we can benefit from the meeting. Then for TME Chen Chun, he basically brought us through the memory lane of Elite Toastmaster Club. So he did well by explaining the meaning of the meeting theme 7-11. 7 means 7 years old. 11 means we expect more, and also our football team, which actually relates to the different parts of our meeting. And then if there's one part of improvement that I could challenge Chen Chun, perhaps when you perhaps you could tell us more about the advantages of public speaking, practicing public speaking in our daily lives. So how can we apply our public speaking in our daily life? Then for Aruna, I think you had a very interesting and challenging topics that actually engage every speakers, and it is fun also. And then referring to your purpose statement, so it is about your active listening skills. So perhaps you could share us more about your feeling to their speech. That means when after they gave out their speech, so what is the reflection? What is the true reflections behind their answers? So do you get what I mean? Like for example, Gurmeet, you actually pointed out that from his speech, you feel how lovely is her grandmother is. So you could do that in the first two speakers as well. Then for Leonard, Leonard, his strength is actually he evaluated every speakers from different aspects, so that every one of us could actually learn from their point of improvement and also their strengths, from body language to delivery method to the use of the word of the day. Okay, so perhaps if there's one point of improvement I could challenge Leonard is on the call to action point. So you could encourage the guests to join the table topic session next time when you conclude your TTE evaluations. Then okay, that basically conclude my session today. Thank you, everyone. I would like to pass back the control to Chen Chun, TME.
Thank you for the very informative and challenging feedback that you have gotten. I can see that you kind of pace yourself in terms of the level of feedback that you give for the newer members as well as the more experienced member. And a lot of the points that you have given was very spot on and precise to the need of that particular member, which I thought that was very well done for the GE in yourself. And now we have reached towards the end of the meeting, and it seems like we are 3 minutes ahead, which is very good. And we would like to kind of use this session to provide our recognition and awards to the icebreakers as well as the table topics, as well as the icebreaker, as well as the table topic best table topic speaker, best assignment speeches, and the best evaluator. And for a start, I would like to do the honor to invite the members as well as the guests as a tradition to the first time speaker to give a standing ovation first to Ashu. So if Ashu, you want to take a screenshot, get ready a screenshot because you're going to post this on your Instagram and you're going to tag us and we're going to see you and we're going to give you even more encouragement. So let us all stand up. I don't know how we can stand up to kind of maybe unmute. You guys can unmute yourself and maybe to give Ashu a standing ovation.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Wonderful, Ashu. And next, also another member who today took her first step. Again, get ready your video, whatever you want to do, take a screenshot, or if not, then we have the Facebook. We probably will get the VPM to stitch out your standing ovation and send it to you because it's kind of a very good moment for you to capture and to keep it as part of your memory for your first step in Toastmasters. So let us all join me to stand up to give Azia the big round of applause. Okay, wonderful. And the only thing I can say is the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. We definitely will see a lot more amazing stories and journey as we embark on this beautiful and wonderful path ahead. And now I'd like to move on to the first award, which is going to be the best table topic speaker. And today we have 3 table topics. And I'm not sure, is there a screen sharing? If there is, we can probably start and maybe just join me to give a drum roll to announce the best table topics. And the best table topic speaker goes to a one and only award-winning table topic speaker Naveen, a guest that come in. He came, he saw, he conquered, and amazing, Naveen. Congratulations to you. We will be sharing this with Gurmeet, so get this. If you feel the photo is not good, you can smile again. We can paste again another one for you as a memory and as a thank you note for you as you grace our table topic speech today. Wonderful, congrats. And next, I'd like to announce the best assignment speaker for today. Please join me to welcome the ever young, ever lovely Toastmaster Noel. Noel. Woo! As you can see, Noel is still in the Chinese New Year mode. She's still not living her Chinese New Year mode. Congratulations, Noel, for winning this award. Best. I think
This is
very
very funny pictures.
I guess next time.
Sorry, I will
I
update the
noticed that
photo.
all the
Sorry.
winners always use the same one. Yes. Please send your
Sorry,
updated photo.
I will update the photo,
you.
guys. Also, please update your personal photo on your social media so I can get a better photo. Also, please.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Amazing. Now, the next award we're going to give for the best evaluator. Best evaluator goes to Joanna, who is not sure whether is she with the kids or not, but congratulations. Again, a very old photo. It's time to change. Wonderful. So congratulations, Joanna. If you're not here, we hope we could share this. Yeah, Joanna is there. Let's give her a big hand. Wonderful. Okay, so now we have reached the end of today's meeting. I hope you guys have fun. It's amazing being a host for today. I enjoy the energy level. I enjoy the dynamics. I enjoy the relationship and the memories that we have built in this meeting. But all good things always come to an end unless you join us as a member. Then it's a start for new things. So with that, I'd like to kind of end this session by inviting our current president, Hasno, to provide his final remark and also to get some views from the guests. So Toastmasters Hasno, over to you.
Thank you, Chen Chun. Thank you. Thank you. I love when Chen Chun bring us to the memory lane and share his experience from the start until where we are today. Thank you, Chen Chun, for stepping up, be a Toastmaster of the evening for today's meeting. I have one announcement. First, Elite Toastmaster renewal dues are coming, and Duncan will share the details in the WhatsApp group. And the due date for the Elite Toastmaster renewal will be on the 26th March. I hope you enjoy as like me and join me together with the rest of members renew for our next terms. All right. And throughout the meeting, I have learned a lot, and I'm so amazed to see Anshu and ASEAN delivered their icebreaker speech, which bring me back about myself when I delivered my icebreaker in the meeting. Kudos to both of you for making the first steps of a long journey with Elite Toastmaster Club. My suggestions to myself and others is to keep practicing, because practice will becoming the person you truly want to be. Most importantly, surround yourself with the people you most want to be with whenever your location is. Imagine Elite Toastmaster Club like a 7-Eleven shop, a place where members practice and honing their communications and leadership skills. All right. So now let's move the spotlight to our guests. And to guests, we appreciate your feedbacks and what's your experience throughout our meeting for today. And let's start with our first guest, Sabrina.
Hello.
Do you want to turn on your video?
Sorry, my connection is a
Okay.
bit bad right now.
All right.
That's why. Okay, so my feedback. This is actually my first time joining in this session. So I think I've learned a lot. I really like the idea of giving a feedback right after the having speech. Yeah, I love the format. I think I can learn a lot from this.
Yes. Thank you, Sabrina, for stay with us from beginning until at the end of sessions. And let's move on to our next guest, Naveen.
Hi, I really enjoyed my, I think 2 hours. I was really hooked on, number one, I think the diversity of the crowd here was really amazing to see a lot of different type of speech. The second thing that I was really impressed by was the rigorousness of the work, for example, from the grammarian, the timekeeper, and from the evaluators, like how thorough and how structured they were. I was kind of blown away. So that's my feedback. I think you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah. Thank you, Naveen. Thank you. Thank you for your valuable feedback. Really appreciate it. And let's move on to our next guest. Go, mate.
All right, thank you. Really enjoyed the meeting once again. High quality speeches and high quality evaluations. Just wanted to mention to Yi, all the best in your district contest. I hope you win. Right? I'm just bored of seeing the same faces, so it's good to see someone new. Don't tell the rest of them. They'll kill me. All the best.
Thanks, Kumit.
All right, so all the best. Oh, damn it. Yeah, forget what I said. Okay, yeah, that's my feedback. Enjoy the session.
Okay, thank you, Go, mate. Thank you. Hopefully you will bring your friend or colleague be part of our next meeting. And let's move on to our next guest, Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Oh, hi, Hasnu. Nice to meet you. And definitely, even though I dropped by a little bit later, I'm so sorry because my mic just kind of zapped out right before 8 p.m. So that's why I need to rest a while before I continue. But definitely, I really thoroughly enjoyed this meeting. And one thing that really impressed is the way that your grammarian actually presented the report in slides. This is my first time I've seen a grammarian actually make a PowerPoint presentation just to make a grammarian report. And definitely it really shows that the meticulousness and also the articulateness of this club, you know. And yeah, and definitely this club is a very amiable club. And I wish all of you the best and happy 7th anniversary to Elite Toastmasters, and definitely to Yi, all the best to you as well. Yeah, back to you, Hasnu.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for the really lovely comment. So this is part of the online where we can use all kind of medium to share to the audience. And lastly, our beloved AD, area director, Kyle. Hi, Kyle. I try to find you where you. Okay.
Hello, hi, Mr. President Hasnul. As usual, tip-top shape, really good, really strong club. I don't have much to add except good news. As of today, for the benefit of the guests, every one of these clubs, Toastmasters clubs, actually have some what we call KPIs and achievements to achieve. And one of the basic achievements are what we call this DCP goals. And out of 10 goals, I'm very happy to announce as of today, Elite Toastmasters has achieved 9 out of 10. And the last one is just a matter of formality. You will, by a few days, achieve all 10 already, which is if I have to give a star, there will be like maximum all full stars. So good job to Elite, and as usual, very strong standing today. And to the guests right here, I think is Sabrina, Naveen. If you do decide to stick on and stay in this club, you had the right choice. And I'm not from this club, and speaking as an outsider, this is one of the strongest club you can join in Toastmasters in Malaysia. Back to you, Mr. President.
Wow, thank you, Kyle. Thank you for bring the good news to us. And this, all the hard work is from the members and also the ESCO. We are support each other to bring us to the next level. And hashtag Elite, we expect more. And okay, a second announcement. Thank you, Sowan, for bringing it up in the chat box. And yes, Yi we're going to participate in the district final contest on this Saturday. Please let's support her in her contest and sign up in the URL which Sowan posted in the chat. Okay, so as for the closing ceremony, before we close, I would like to big thank you for all the members and guests for attend our today meetings, and for the first time role play like Rachel and Nicholas, thank you, and thank you for taking up and take the challenge courageous and overcome your fears. All right. And to guests, please don't hesitate to join us again in our next meeting. Okay. And for the members, stay safe, good night, and see you again in next meeting. Bye-bye.
Oh, I think Duncan wants to make an announcement, guys. Yeah, I saw that he has written something. Yeah,
Oh.
Duncan, you want to share your words with us?
Go ahead, Duncan.
Is he still
See in
here?
this chat.
Yeah. No, he's not. Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
It's not
It's not
in.
in. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Stay safe. Bye-bye.